Hi, I wanted to give you a quick little introduction to the new site builder for Jamroom and the Ning to site builder, Ning to Jamroom importer and everything. First, I'm going to log in. This is a site I am just beginning to work on. So first of all, to add a page, it's real simple. You just click this, add a menu item. Okay, you add your menu item. Let's say don't have photos yet, so let's make this photos. And save. Okay, so now here we got photos. Click this, you got a blank page. Okay, come down here, you click edit this page, and you got your panel viewer. Okay, page layout. Instead of this 2, 3, 1, let's say we want to use this one, or let's say we want to create one that's just like a full width. There are no images on this site yet, so I'm just basically showing you how we do it. Okay. Add row. I keep forgetting to do that. So you can add, as many rows of any configuration as you want, whatever. But right now we're just gonna go. We're gonna cancel that and go with just a single. Just like that. Okay. So it updates, and you just drag a widget up here. Okay. Now there are several different ways we can do this. Okay. First of all, your basic widget is a text box. Okay. You can add file. You can type in here. You can add pictures. One nifty thing is the embed. Okay. You have 3 options here. Let me try this again because I had it zoomed in. Wrong button. Here we go. Okay. So you have a rotator, which is a slideshow basic type thing. You have your list here, and you have your seamless list. If you're doing a text box, you can upload an image. You can add any video from or image. Like this can be set to either allow you to grab any image that's on the active profile that you're on, or any image that's anywhere on the site. So if there's an image on your site and you want to just grab it and use it in your thing, it'll all be listed here, and you search, find the image you want, and click it, and it embeds. The same with videos, same with YouTube, same with files, same with music and playlists, which I don't have installed on this site. I'll show you all that on the other site. But what we're going to look at right now is the constructor kit. The constructor kit, we can add the rotator, but basically what we're going to do here is a list. Instead of the activity timeline, we are going to go to image galleries. Okay, you can set a custom template. The templates basically tell it how to display the data. There are built. You don't need to set one because it'll use a default, or it will be the default for that module. Or you can specify one from your skin, like item list, which will just list them. Item details, which will show the details. Basic details and whatnot. I mean, there are ones for handling, multiple different ways of displaying the data. Or you can create your own custom templates, which I'll show you a little bit of that later in this video. But we're going to skip the template. You can set a limit of, say, you only want 0.5, or you can start, show only page 5 of whatever, but let's say we want 16 rows, 16 per page, and you want to show the pager. The search. This is, say you created a field called, that would be, I do not have that field yet, but I'll show you how to create that in a moment. And we want to order by. There are many options. If you search, like if you Google or look on the forums for the documentation, just for JR core list, it'll tell you the different order options, the different group by options. But some of the defaults are created or updated, which are the core defaults. There are different ones for different modules. There are ones that you can define yourselves and whatnot. And we'll make it descending, so that'll show the newest ones first. Group by is if you want to group music by rock, or like group by genre, you know, whatever. Anything like that. And so then we just go ahead and embed this, and here you have the code. Okay, this is what you call a Smarty code. Okay, Smarty codes can be inserted into templates. You can use just call the module and define how it's used, or you can use it like in if statements, if else, for each. To custom design, a page any way you want to. And then you just give this a... Now, this is only going to pull in uploaded photos. Okay? Which we don't have any. But say we want to... let's have side by side. So now what we want to put over here and we go back here to the constructor kit and we choose seamless. Now seamless, you can add flicker and image galleries. There we go. And once again, you got the same options, and we will just go with results with page. I forget what I said. I think I said 16. Show pager. There is a way to have a page within the page instead of like going from page to page. It'll like go to the next page within the page. Very similar to the tab containers, but a little bit different. Within a widget. And that requires like two separate templates that the one will have to call the other and use an AJAX call to refresh it within the page. That's a little bit more complicated, and so that's not. I'll show you how it's done. The code, but I won't really get into it. And let's see, we'll make this one. You can also make it alphabetic. You can make it, numerical. There's, many different options for sorting. Okay, and so that's going to combine all the Flickr and the uploaded images into one. Now, members here. I got a slideshow of the newest members. That's the slider. Why is it not sliding? Maybe because that's just the most one reason. And your activity feed. I will say, oh, there we go. It just says, I have it, you can set the timing. That's all it is, really. The two things that Ning does do better in Ning 3 than Jamroom does is the activity feed and the groups module. That is it. Other than that, Jamroom has got Ning beat like solid, and I'm going to go into a lot of the reasons why. For now, I am going to move into the modules and just show you. This is very simple. Like the marketplace here has all your modules, your skins, you know, your Ning importer. You know, a lot of them are free, not all of them are free. You know, user polls, you know, isn't. Some of these, like the audio support and whatnot, they can also be found in bundles. If you're planning on running a like a music site, you have your Proxima. That's for like a gaming site. Like it'll store gaming scores and whatnot. There's one that's for which is free. It's for like a genealogy site, and it'll integrate with you know, like all the big genealogy sites and pull that in. And so like you have the media like bundles, which I don't have the SoundCloud installed, but I just go here and click install, okay, and it'll install all the bundle items. You know, it's just that simple. And there we go. Just install. Done. System updates. They come out with updates so quickly. I mean, like daily practically. You know, sometimes they're little bug fixes, sometimes they're big improvements. And you just upgrade all. And done. You know, it's that simple. And I mean, they come out with updates so quickly, like bug fixes. You post a bug fix, you know, typically, you know, they're going to have a fix for it like that day. You know, not always. It depends on the complexity, but they're never going to say, well, it depends on how many networks are affected. If one network's affected, and they see, oh wow, this is happening, you know, they're gonna fix it, and they're gonna fix it fast. They're awesome that way. So I'm gonna, you know, now I'm gonna jump on over to my production site here, and I'm gonna show you some of the more advanced stuff. Okay, this is a shop. Well, no, this is a shop owner's site. She owns a shop. This is not her shop. What you can do is you can set different profile quotas and give them different permissions, and so you know, this will be like a featured shop. You know, these are all the items and whatnot. You can sell music, you can sell anything. See, you have all these buttons here. All these are not going to show up until you have something in them. Okay? They will to you, but they will not show up to end users. So until she uploads some videos or whatnot, there's nothing there. There's products. That's it. Okay? And so if you go to products, you know, you got her products list. Anyways, excuse me. On my front page here, this is a little bit more of a complex layout. So I'm going to go here and edit this page. Okay. Now, one thing that's helpful is that you can actually collapse everything. So that makes it so like everything's just real easy to drag and drop, drag and drop, drag and drop. You know, and you know that as you can see is a pretty complex layout, and you can make layouts any way you want. You know, it's really as powerful as can be. I mean, you have complete control. This is a tag clouds. This, I mean, like anybody can tag items, and you know, then you know it's going to take you right to everything that is tagged with that. You know, which you can rate stuff here. Okay, this is another neat issue thing. And once you rate stuff, you can have like a highest rated. You know, you can sort by highest rated. And now this is using a seamless list, like I was showing you before. And I just want to show you the code that's used here. See, this is calling a template, okay? The JR My Gallery template, okay? So that's not calling the seamless list directly. So I want to go in here to skins and templates. And this is where you edit all your templates. Some of these are the provided templates that I edited myself, and quite a few are custom templates that I created. Now that was a highest rated galleries. So see, and all that does is I have I mean, I'm going to magnify this real quick so that it's easier to see for you. Okay, so here we go. This is Smarty Code. That provides the jamroom URL and then gallery. Okay, and that's all. And then here we go, jamroom URL again, Flickr. And you can use the codes. I'll show you in another template. How that builds URLs. So then this is again including another template, which is the highest rated gallery templates, and you know, having the pager set up. I should have just canceled instead of saved. And what did I say? That was my. I think I was calling just my galleries because they're all basically the same. Maybe this is no. That was it. I think this is the one here, newest galleries. Did I click on? Yeah, I did click on the right one. Alright, so here we go. This is building a URL. So this is calling the item and the profile URL. And then this is a variable that is set up here. If the module is JR Gallery, it assigns this variable. If it's Flickr, it assigns this variable. So here we're building the URL, and it's adding the profile URL of the item. You know, then the URL of the module, and then the title. You know, which would be the rest of the URL. You know, so that's how you piece together little like pieces of code that work together to create like every item. You know, so it's something you gotta get used to when you first get, if you do get into editing templates. Okay, you don't need to edit the templates to use Jamroom. You can just do strictly drag and drop, drag and drop, drag and drop. You can just import in, and that's it. You know, edit the CSS if you want. You have, you know, but you have full control. You can create your own templates. You can clone the templates, right? And once you clone a template, let me go back here real quick. Now you have this compare here, okay? Now this is just my custom 404 page, you know, since I just moved in. And now you see that this is code that I added, and this is the default. If I want to change this, or if I wanted to like you know, update it to like, so that like once I clone a thing, I want to go back and add my changes back into the new one, I would just click this, right? And there we go. It just took the code from this side and put it over there, and then you save. But you know, I don't want to do that, obviously. So you know, upgrading skins is just that easy. You know, you just compare and say, well, this is my custom code, which is, you know, my add code. And if I wanted, you know, that's the default. But say I just upgraded and I wanted to, you know, compare to my previous custom pages, you know, it just compares it, so I can just, you know, real quickly, you know, add my code right back in. So, you know, that's really a powerful tool. I'm going to shut this off now. And a few other things. I mean, you have like dislike, you know, on your forms. Let me mention here real quick that everything is inside a forum. I mean, inside a profile. So your main forms is going to have to import into a profile that you create for your forums. And then, you know, you can customize your forums, you know, your way. Since this is a profile, there's a thing called profile tweaks. And I'm also going to show you this form designer, which is really where a lot of power comes from. But the profile tweaks here lets you set a custom logo if I wanted to, custom background, you know, tile the image, of course. It lets you set the forums as your landing page. And this is new. You can even set a separate skin for each profile. Unfortunately, right now, for Ning imports, only the Ning skins work for Ning. You know, soon they're all going to be kind of Ningified, and also all of them are going to be able to use the site builder. Right now, it's only Ning and one that's called Slate, which is a blank slate that uses the site builder. Sorry. So the this will, you know, that lets you customize your profile somewhat. Now, one thing back here on the profile editor, and then form designer. The form designer, I started to create a very basic design studio, which you can do that as a module if you know how to create a module. And any of you Ning code gurus out there that want to help me create some modules, this is going to be awesome. I mean, we can create our own uh, site site designer. I mean, not site, like profile design studio. That's what I was trying to think of. Right now, I have a custom cover image which I added that was not there. I have a Z-index for the cover image, which will bring it back one level behind like a glazed layer, and I will show you that in a minute. And the heading text color, which I forgot to add that code back in, and this I just added profile text color, but I did not get that code right yet. I set the custom header color. That works. Disable the box shadow on the header. You know, this like rainbowy box shadow, instead of like this clear color. I can set that color. And so let me go back. And so, oh, I also have a thing that changes the border radius of your profile image. That would be this right here. What this does is sets a custom class for that div, the containing div. Okay, and so when you have that custom class, that then is affected by CSS. Another way that you can do it is with these, the spectrum, the heading. So the heading text color is not working, but the heading color is. So this use custom heading color that checks to see if this is checked, and then simply pick a color and save. And now you will see why did that not work? Might need to do a hard refresh, that's why. Oh, I know why. I have a, that was stupid. Sorry about that. I have a spam bot protection on there, and I forgot to check that. So I did not actually save that. Use custom color, and where is the human check? And I'll disable this human check. There it is. See, there we go. So that changed the color and disabled the shadow. So you can give them control of the code right in there. I mean, if I wanted to, I could add a box that you know, allows them to add CSS and verifies that the CSS is valid. You know, it's very, very powerful. So I want to check that and uncheck that. And let's not forget the human check. So that that form designer lets you give custom fields that then you can, call using Smarty codes and directly affect your site's code. So as you can see, I mean, you can really have a lot of power with very simple, things that it does take a little figuring out at first. But I want to show you a couple more things here real quick. I believe this has it. Oh, that doesn't. Here we go. This does. Now this is that paginate in the page that I was talking about. And that'll have like 27. Right now it has, I think it has all of your activity, from the time you start the site, I think. Right now it's got 27 pages of activity that are accessible. And that's just going to keep a record of, like, activity forever, probably. I don't know if there is a limit to that at all. I believe it will continue. These are the sliders, that will show 10 or I think 12 random images. And you can set the cache limit, so every 30 seconds it will be a new 10 or 12 images or whatever. Let me show you this real quick. This is a neat feature. Besides being able to rate and like and dislike and whatnot, and it also has. Why is that not loading? It is. I'm doing a little server tweaking, and it's a little slower than usual because I've messed up one of the server settings. But it has discuss commenting built right in. You can add tags that adds right to the tag cloud on the profile and the front page. Likes, or dislikes. And this is a neat little thing. Well, I shouldn't have. I'll just go. I'm not going to put that one on there because I don't even know what that song is. But on my profile, I shared a song earlier. Has a custom, and it has, you can make a custom player that'll play on your profile. Right on YouTube. I should probably stop that music. Where the hell is it? There it is. Now, we have full videos and music uploads and playlists galore. You can make unlimited playlists. Both unlimited songs and unlimited numbers of playlists. You can sell your uploaded content if you want, if you have a store, and you can sell crafts and whatnot. It does have integrated stores, but besides being, I can upload 3.3 gig files right now because my server's got 16 gigs of RAM. It depends on how much RAM you have, because it needs to be able to convert up to 3 files at a time and still have a little overhead to to run the site and whatnot. But I wanted to actually go into the YouTube videos. That was the wrong one. I want to show you something that's really neat. Oh shit! I'm going to go into my profile. You have to add things through your profile. What the hell? Why is that look weird? I think it was the cache. Like, I think my browser's probably. I probably have like 200 tabs open, and my browser's probably about to crash, and that's why. Yeah, there we go. That looks better. Oh yeah, my browser's definitely about to crash. That's not good. So doing a hard refresh. My profile is definitely one of the heaviest pages on the site, so it's definitely the slowest when I'm pulling out a cache. That should not be looking like that. I hate to do this, but yeah, see, my browser's crashing. But you see here how like I set the Z index back so that it's behind a slightly transparent layer. I hate to do this, but I'm gonna have to. Oh crap. Yeah, it's definitely gonna run faster now. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, see how it's like behind a slightly transparent layer. That's the Z index thing, and this is the controls that make the roundness of the profile image. What was I going to show you? Yeah, that's right. I keep doing the wrong things here. Sorry about this, guys. I have been working so hard on this that I've been very sleep deprived. All right, so here we go. YouTube. Now, say I want to add some YouTube videos, and oh, that's not what I want. You can do it by URL, or do a YouTube search. And bring up like multiple, and just select all, if you want, and just import all of them, and just like, one click import. I probably have many of these already imported, so I'm not going to bother, but it just like instantly imports it. The same with SoundCloud, same with Flickr. I mean, you can bulk import stuff into your site, so I mean, like adding content is incredibly easy, incredibly quick, and incredibly powerful. And it's really easy to just mark stuff featured. This is a custom template I made. The normal template, I do have a problem with it. The categories I have linked wrong, but I built this template myself to add this read more add the number of replies, which right there, that is a bug that they are working on that should show more than 10. But they will have that bug fixed by tomorrow, I'm certain. You know, because I just told them this like about 2 hours ago. Want to go back in here and show you a couple things in here. First of all, the dashboard lets you monitor everything, your CPU count, your memory usage, you know, CPU usage, image cache, queue depth. Jamroom will queue up stuff like if you have like a lot of files converting, it'll queue them up and, you know, run them in the background. It'll send out like mass emails like you know, through the queue and everything like that. So I mean, it never bottlenecks anything. It'll like you know, do like maintenance schedules and whatnot. You know, this keeps track of everything. Like I'm using up a lot of disk space, which is, you know, a big issue. Because I have a lot of pictures and stuff. What else should I show you real quickly here? Oh, the modules. I showed you a little bit about like how to add modules and whatnot. Oh, the Ning importer. That was what I wanted to show you here. This is how quickly and easy it is. I have everything imported, so I no longer have the archives to import from. But you would just go, you know, create new items, click import. You would have to create your members list first, and then, you know, one after another. Just, you know, depends on how many you have, how long it takes. You know, you have your convert media, which will convert all of your media to work on any device. This is so that you can take your sign up questions from Ning and what am I trying to say? Like you add like the new profile fields like in the profile modification form, so that when they sign up, they can use the same profile questions that you had originally. But here in Tools, this is for when you get more advanced. You can create a new module, okay, and that'll make any kind of module you want. And it gives you a blank module to then work on. That requires some PHP knowledge, which I don't have yet. But you can basically do anything you possibly want with this. Right now, Paul is one of the developers. There are only 4 people developing this, and they put out updates and upgrades and bug fixes every day. I mean, they are amazing how quickly they work. And I want to show you something real quick here. Oh, wait, let me go back here real quick and just show you something. This, you notice this is a different URL than my other site, but it is part of my site. You can map a URL to a profile on your site. You know, so it's a standalone site, but also part of your site through the main menu, and its activity shows up in your site's activity. This is really awesome for shops. You know, if you want to have a shop, you know, and you want your own domain pointing to your shop, so your shop looks like it's part of your site, but it's still feeding into the activity of the main site, you know, so it's getting extra, you know, activity through there. Anyways, yeah, let me go back over here. I want to take you over here to the jam room. Okay, they have all the documentation is really well done, but I wanted to show you on the forums here. There are probably several thousand people on here, but this guy's an admin. This guy's an admin, I mean, a developer. This guy, he's real active, but he's not a developer. But like, the developer, this guy's a developer. That's 3 of the 4 developers in one post. You know, they all are so incredibly active on the forums. They answer every post every day, around the clock, and still pump out upgrades like crazy. You know, they are very, very active. They are very, very involved, and they are extremely helpful. They are like the anti-Ning. I mean, that's all I can say. And Paul, the one developer who is doing the Ning import, that's his main function right now. He developed something. It's not, he's only using it on a test site right now, but like in the marketplace there is a Google Maps module and there's a geolocation module. He's developing something that is combining the two so that like your users can see where your other users are at all times if they want to. I mean, it's something that they have to enable. And this allows them, like if you're at a crowded event, you zoom in on the map and it shows arrows pointing right to where your friends are. It'll guide you through the crowd right to them so you can walk up and shake their hands. I mean, how's that? I mean, that's like the power that this site gives you. You can make it do anything you can possibly imagine. And if it's not built in already, you can build it, you know, with a little know-how. I did want to show you a little bit of like the just the skin design, like just to show you a little of like how the trying to figure out which one I should go to here. There we go, my gallery. Nope, that's not it. Okay. This one, that is just basically calling the what am I have a real sleep deprived, sorry. It's doing the seamless list, and that is then calling the newest galleries template. Because they basically all use the same structure. I could get away with using one template for all of them. But in here, okay, like your URLs and your items are going to be called using pieces of code, like jamroom URL. That's going to be your domain, right? Item is like the particular item that is going to be listed. Then, you know, the profile URL. So it's going to be the profile URL of that item. This is a variable that's defined up here for gallery or Flickr. You know, and so that's going to be like the the gallery, so that's going to say gallery there, okay? Then again, item ID, which would be a number for the item, and then item gallery title, which would be the title of the item, which would complete the URL. Now this is using I'm using this to combine the two items into one template, and then using it. So it's using a for each statement. So for each from items, it's item. So it's got to create an item div for each item. Okay, and then if the item seamless module is equal JR gallery, it's going to do this. Else, if it's not, then it's going to do the no, sorry, this is for like if it's divided by 4, it's going to display it a certain way. If it's divided by 8, it's going to display it another way. And then if same here. Then else if this module is Flickr, it's it's going to display the Flickr items. And each time it's going to count up like the number of items and divide it by 4 or 8 to decide how to display it. So it's it's very, it takes a little getting used to, but once you get that aha moment, it's like, oh, I see how it works now, and from then on it's just like you're thinking that way. It becomes easy quickly. So I mean, I have designed like all these skins, just one after another, always adding on to it, and like building that. I'll show you the codes I use for the site, the profile design studio type thing. It would be the it's down here somewhere. Here we go. Here's this one. So here we go. Like if the profile Z index, profile Z is on, it's just that checkbox that I put up there. Then the ID would be profile Z. So then that sets the an ID for that div, and then it uses the CSS to say that profile Z is -1. So that's one way that you can manipulate it, is by just adding a div. I mean, adding a class or an ID in through the form designer. Another way is the I don't think it's in this. It's in oh, it might have been. Wrong one. I guess it's not. Another way is that, like, when you use the color picker spectrum thing, it's not. I don't remember where I put it. Oh, it's got to be right in here. No. Oh, somewhere. Basically, the color spectrum is what's called. It takes a color code and inserts it right into, so it would say like style, if spectrum is active, style equals color, whatever. It inserts the color code directly into the div itself. So, you can. I could also like just have them add CSS directly to their profile if they want, or even, upload a CSS file that would override. I mean, you can actually set it so, like, put an if statement, like if CSS upload profile CSS uploads is on, you skip over all of the other CSS and only use your uploaded CSS file. It's really powerful that you could give them full control of their profile if you want to, if you just know a little bit of code. And as you can see, I mean, I have created all these ones that say like my. These are all custom designed templates that I made myself, and there's quite a few of them, and a lot of them are just sort of pieced together from other templates. I would take like the blog module templates, because not only does your skin have templates, but every module has templates, and you can just take like like the like group discussions templates, and take take it and customize it and make your own and just call that instead. Or if you take say there's it would take the one in the skin over the one in the module, I believe, or maybe it's the vice versa. But that you can take a module, I mean a template out of a module, copy it to the skin, and use that instead. So it's a really elegantly simple, although confusing at first system. It's so powerful. It's complex and simple at the same time. I mean, while Ning has like 100,000 different class names and whatnot to address and everything, this has like 5 or 6. You have item, you have block, you have like row. There's a dozen other like column whatever, for different column widths and whatnot. But there's very few, and that gives you the power to go in and add your own classes, so that you can target anything any way you feel you want to. I mean, you're not limited to what they give you. You just go in there and give yourself the power you want to give yourself. So I hope that this gives you a little idea of just how easy it can be, and also how powerful it can be. I mean, it can be as simple as just like drag drop, import and done, or you can really dive in there and customize it as much as you want, and just really build the site of your dreams any way you want it to be. You don't have to know any code at all, really, to use it. Anybody can do it. If you know code, you're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to really be just loving, how much you can build out of it. And if you're willing to learn code, you know, it's going to be, you know, it's going to be some, steep learning curve because it's something that it's new. But as soon as you start figuring something out, you're going to be excited. You're going to be like, oh my God, now look what I can do. And, you know, you're just going to have a lot of fun building because you're going to be constantly discovering new things that you can do. And you're just going to want to keep doing more and just like making this the site of your dreams. Like before the see these right now, they paginate, you know, into a new page. Now that's because the seamless wasn't working properly with the the Ajax pagination like I wanted it to. It wasn't working the day I wanted to go live, so I just quickly converted everything, you know, to individual pages instead of having like right here the blogs, you know, since they're not like seamless, they're just straight up list. I have like the featured blogs, the highest rated blogs, and then the newest blogs all on one page, and they all paginate right there on the page, you know. So like when this paginates, this doesn't, you know, and this doesn't, and when this paginates, you know, the other two don't, you know. That's something that I just love, and I am going to convert the photos and the videos and music and everything back to that. As far as the music, I did show you the music on. There are no playlists right now because I did do a music wipe not long ago, the day I went live, and I just have not gotten around to creating playlists or anything yet. Why is this not giving me? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I need to go onto the details page. See, I'm tired, and hers is for sale, so I can't add it to a. This was just a sample. I mean, if you want to sell, like, we were just doing a test, just trying to get the music listing in the shops. But if you want to sell music, it generates a 1 minute, or you can set the time of it. It generates just like a short sample of it, you know, and so then you have to buy the whole thing to hear the whole song. And you can do the same for albums, you know, as like a bundle. You can upload music as like entire albums, which I should show you that real quick. Because I've been needing to do that. I did it before on here, and I just never got back to it after the wipe, and I need to get this site going again. Actually, I want to go to... Damn it. I should not have been doing this when I was this tired. here we go. It's going to take a few seconds to process. Shouldn't take long at all. But we should be all ready. Here we go. Just add that to two different playlists. Why is it not converted yet? Maybe it's because it's not converted yet. There we go. Now it is. I think. No. Usually it only takes 2 to 5 seconds. It figures everything's slow for some reason. I bet it's one of the songs that's got errors in it. Every once in a while you get one that just takes forever to convert. I mean, usually they take seconds. This one I had like more than one active worker working on that. That shouldn't have been taking that long. That's definitely a song with errors. But once you create an album, you should be able to just like go to the albums and upload entire albums at a time. But first, you need the album, at least one song added to an album to have the album link available. But anyways, I guess since that's not gonna finish anytime soon, I'll just end this here, and I hope you come take a look at Jamroom and see if it's worth using for you, because I mean, I know Ning's been having some problems lately, and these Jamroom guys, they are on the ball. And Jamroom, honestly, when I first started using it, it was difficult. Then when I started using the beta of the site designer, it was just like, point, click, drag, drop, easy, and I mean, but by that time, I'd already learned. I mean, I'd already started the the design studio function. I'd already in the groups here. Now you'll see like the groups. They don't have the profile sidebar or header. The sidebar, because these are still part of a profile, you have to disable the sidebar, which they did already for the groups, but the header was still there, so I had to disable the header just by wrapping that in a code that said, if groups is active, hide the header. It's really not that difficult to figure out the code once you you get that aha moment and see how it's all interacting. You start to be able to sort through it and figure out the logic really easily. Because it's very logical. It's very it's very easy to understand once you kind of figure out how all the pieces fit together. I would say it's even easier than CSS. Once you start to get it understood. I'll show you one last thing, one little tool that is so useful. I'm gonna put it somewhere that hopefully won't be. I'm gonna put it on my on the profiles. Let's say and I'll magnify it so you can see this little code here. I'll just stick it right here. So that debug right there. Just stick that in your code. Save. And you're going to have to, unless you put it on developer mode after you save, you will have to clear cache. And where is it? Why didn't that pop up? Should get a debug window that pops up. I must not put it in the right place. But anyways, the debug window has a ton of info in it. That basically it gives you everything you need to that you can possibly target. There's one other thing that you can use, and I'll show you that as well real quick. Where did I put that in? Profile index here. I can't figure out where the hell I put it. No wonder it wasn't showing up. I didn't put it where I thought I put it. So I gotta find that real quick, otherwise it's going to be popping up on people. I swear I put it in the profile somewhere. Oh, here we go. But anyways, that'll pop up like a window that is just full of info. Um, everything you can possibly use. But there's one other thing that is very, very useful, and that is the I say media audio support. And then you go to tools, the data store browser. Now each one of these is like one item, and I'll magnify this again so like you can you can search by the album name, you can search by like artist, you can order by artist, like any of these things. I mean, you can like rank them by like the bit rates, or the file dates, or the genre, like, or the length, any of these things here can be used in your template. Like just, I mean, a lot of them are, not really helpful. But, like say the URL, this would be, like, when you're building the URL, you would be, use item, with the $, like item, dot audio album URL, and then that would supply this part, like, a sample for testing, and whatnot. So, I mean, that's how you find a lot of the stuff that you want to use in your code between the data store and the debug code. They'll give you all the clues that you need to start to really learn the code and everything. So, okay, I am going to leave that with that, and just suggest that you do come by and check out Jamroom. And since Ning is having some trouble, I mean, Jamroom is a really, really powerful or really, really easy way to get out from under Ning's belt, because you can do what you want here. You're not bound by Glam's table, terms of service. You have your own rules. You basically, it's your site. Do what you want. You're not stuck like having to have like their branding or whatnot. There used to be a down here there used to be a little if you like Jamroom type thing, which yeah, see, it changes all the time. It's like there's several different random ones that'll show up, and they'll just like powered by Jamroom, or empowering musicians, stuff like that, but you can just simply edit that out, and it tells you if you don't want to support Jamroom, just delete this, and if you do, leave it. They're very nice guys that are very, very helpful, and they just want to build the best system that they can to help you out. they're not like, wasting $44 million sitting on their asses for 6 months working on one thing at a time. They are like working on 20 things at a time, putting out 10 things a day. They are pumping their asses off, and they're selling. They're giving you a lot for free. The core is free. There's many, 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 many modules that are free. The jamroom, the Ning to jamroom, the importer is free. The whole bundle, there is a fee. It's like 100 and something if you get the whole bundle. The importer's free, though. The skin costs. Some of the modules. The bundle costs so much because it also includes a lot of the other items that like would be needed, like the YouTube, like the video, like the audio, the SoundCloud, the photo galleries, the works. There is a photo bundle if you're a photographer, like, and you want like to, have like the EXIF data and, all that. There's a Photo Pro skin. There's a standalone musician's skin. There's a, all sorts. There's a genealogy bundle here. In the bundles, like here's the Ning bundle. It's $99, okay, and it includes all that plus 5 more, so that it gives you everything you need. This is the Proxima bundle, which what this does is, and it's free. Proxima's free, and so is this other one that I'm going to show you in a minute. This is for setting up like a gaming site. It'll store, allow your data, like, scores, and what will allow people to, interact, through their games and whatnot. It's really, it's really interesting, that they build this sort of power into it and give it to you free. And this is the other one, the Genesis project. This is a family tree creator that plugs into all of the like Ancestry.com and whatnot, and builds like a whole database of genealogy and whatnot. So it's that you can set up like your basically your whole family history that your family can connect you to. Two other things I should show you. The ability to have profiles, and like, because this profile that the forums is owned by me technically, okay. That shop, the shop is a second profile for from the shop owner. Another thing is that you can have multiple owners for one profile. So if you have a band or a company, or whatever, everybody in that band or company or group can manage that one profile. They will post as an owner, so like this is the owner, they would post as that person, the owner, but like they can all manage that profile, as one. So it's really powerful that way, I mean, there's just so much flexibility built into it that it's just insane. So since Cosno is asking me about jamroom, and I told her that I was going to be creating this video, I'm going to like pop on over there and get this video set up.